I've come to Llanrheithin in southwest Wales, to a redundant Victorian church which Gareth and Jill bought for £55,000.
I said to Google anything under 20,000 and this popped up on the very last page. And we came out one lunchtime and got the key and came to see it together.
Yeah,
and
fell in love with it and here we are.
It was a lovely atmosphere and just a great building, and I wanted to buy it there and then, really. And even if we didn't get planning and even if we didn't even sell our house, we wanted it.
They're so different, the two boys, that they really want their own space, you know. You know, you can see that one's really sporty and one's kind of...
Mama's boy.
Mama boy.
At the time we were living in a run-down terraced house, which we hated with a passion, so we decided to put it straight onto the market, get a buyer and just buy this place. I'd hate to have seen it fall down to the ground.
Gareth and Jill eventually bought the freehold and small surrounding strip of land for £55,000, having sold their old house. During the restoration, they planned to camp at Jill's mother's. Gareth was trained as a sign writer, but has given it up so he can concentrate full-time on renovating the church. On the side, he also earns a bit of money as a sculptor, making work to commission in wood and metal. Although he has no building experience, he's hoping his practical knowledge and can-do enthusiasm will carry him through. With no money for builders and Gareth working alone on site, Jill has taken a part-time job at the local post office.
We sort of swapped roles, really. I'm bringing home the bacon and Gareth's out there building most days.
And if that's not enough, what with juggling the school run and feeding the boys, she's also taken another part-time job in the evenings, working at the local wine shop. On her combined income, they hope they'll get a mortgage for a further £55,000, which is their budget for this project. A total projected spend of £110,000. The churchyard was not part of the sale and is still working, and there are 2 new burial plots already reserved, so they have no garden and are surrounded by hundreds of dead bodies.
I find this completely bizarre because normally when you think of a church building that someone's going to convert, this would be deconsecrated land. There wouldn't be any graves here, there'd be no dead bodies, but look at it. This is a usable graveyard. You're going to be living next to dead bodies all day. Anyone that lives in that must be bizarre, to say the least. Hello?
Hello. Oi, shush.
Karen, how are you?
Hi. That's Honey.
How are you doing?
George.
Yes, I am. Come on up. This is great, isn't it?
Yeah, we like our little shed.
Well, it's a building that looks absolutely packed with character. I mean, it looks beautiful. Absolutely amazing.
The church footprint is 1,400 square feet of open plan space, and it's a classic Welsh country parish church, originally built in medieval times and rebuilt in a Celtic Gothic style by the Victorians in the 1850s when the roof fell in.
We haven't actually got any electricity, so I won't be having cups of tea.
Look at this, though. It's fantastic, isn't it? This is absolutely beautiful. Overall, it's a pretty robust building, isn't it?
Yeah.
And what a space.
There are over 48,000 Christian churches in the UK, but that number is dwindling fast. A change in the law in 1969 meant they could be sold off and released for other uses. Of the 1,500 churches that have been closed since then, only 240 of them have been converted into homes, as most churches are too big and dioceses prefer they become community centres. Gareth is about to drop a bombshell. Although he bought the freehold of this church, he's not allowed to do anything to it until the council gets an archaeological report.
There's a bit of a problem in that when we bought it, we thought we owned it.
Yeah.
Which we did, but we didn't realise we weren't allowed to do any work on it.
So you've broken the first golden rule, Gareth. You don't do work to an archaeological building,
this is
an
what
old
needs to be
building.
known. This is what people need to know, is that if you're buying an old building before 1800, that it's going to have to get an archaeologist in.
Yeah,
and it's going to be 250 to 400 quid a day that you have to pay. Yeah. And it can be weeks and weeks.
But you thought you'd just ignore that and you'd just carry on and do some building work.
Of course.
From medieval times right through to the early 1800s, rich people were buried under the floors of churches in the belief that they would somehow be closer to God. It was also a great source of income for churches, and as the floors got full, church wardens would often use spades to flatten coffins to pack them in. By the Victorian era, that abuse was stopped, although churches became full, quite literally, with the stinking rich. Thereafter, they had to slum it outside in the graveyard with everyone else. Thus, archaeologists are legally entitled to dig up church floors on the hunt for bones and other architectural artefacts. While exciting for them, it's a right pain in the apps for new church owners. They may find themselves paying for an archaeologist they don't want, who has the power to delay and even permanently stop their development.
So Gareth, you've started doing an archaeological dig, which you shouldn't have done. So you've dug the trench, you've taken the floorboards out, you stripped back all the plaster. Did you find anything in the building?
Originally, up in the front bit of the church here was the altar, and it was quite badly vandalised. We're thinking of maybe donating that to the local museum or something like that.
Fantastic.
Or I'll just stick it on the front of my car.
I like that. Super nice.
With no architect on board and Gareth's lack of building experience, I'm dying to see their plans.
Are these all your drawings, by the way?
Yeah.
Oh, they're quite cool, mate.
I tell you, as an architect.
Yeah, they're quite
There's
good.
nothing to it, George. It's easy.
What the hell do you need me for?
You're practising, I'm doing it.
I'll bear that in mind through this build, mate.
Jill and Gareth plan to put a brand new floor in and have an open plan downstairs with a kitchen and dining room at the north end, hallway and large living room. A spiral staircase connects upstairs, where there'll be a master bedroom and 2 bedrooms for the boys, with a large family bathroom.
Gareth's project, I think, is fascinating. It's Gareth who I'm even more fascinated by, to be honest, because he's gone into this completely blind. He's seen an amazing building, he's seen that it's probably been a bargain for him, but not understood at all what he's got himself into when it comes to planners, archaeologists, listed building consent. I mean, the list is endless. The people who are involved in this project, it's so complicated. And I think it just shows that when you take on something historical that needs so much restoration involved, it's a very difficult build, and he just hasn't got a clue.
Colin Harris from the Dover Church Archaeological Services is about to visit. If he thinks Gareth has damaged or acted improperly, he could close the site down. Then Gareth and Jill would have bought a church for £55,000 they cannot even get planning for. It's the biggest blunder Gareth and Jill have made yet, and Gareth is clearly terrified.
Gareth's been doing a little bit of digging and obviously some of this removing of plasterwork, which you shouldn't have really have been doing, I gather.
No, not really, because one of the clauses in his planning permission talks about doing a scheme of investigation, a written scheme of investigation, before we start doing any of the digging. And so that basically means that any ground disturbance, inside or outside, will have to be supervised by an archaeologist. So, yeah.
And you weren't here for that.
And we weren't here. And particularly in the inside of a church, up until the mid-Victorian period, a lot of burials took place in the floor of a church. So I think you've been quite lucky that we haven't come across any. The main aim is to sort of to record what we see rather than to excavate the whole place. We're here to sort of see what Gareth's doing rather than to dig it all up for him.
What's the worst case scenario if you find something good in your terms? It's probably bad in his terms, but good in your terms.
Yes, I mean, we can stop the job effectively, but only if it's, say, of national importance would the whole thing come to a halt.
Well, come on, let's take a look around.
This is the chancel end where the altar would have been, I guess. And,
yeah. And he's made a discovery.
Wow.
The altar cross sitting up here on the sill. Is this something that Gareth can keep, or does he need to give it to someone? Does it have to go somewhere, or can it stay in this building?
If it was defined by a coroner's court as treasure, and he probably wouldn't be able to keep that.
Okay.
May get the money, but he may get the money from it, because that's changed now under the new Treasure Act.
Because I think Gareth's going to turn into some sort of Indiana Jones in this place now, and he's going to be sort of brushing away, digging to try and find some money to pay for this build, I think.
A foundation stone dated 1473, found in the restoration, has vanished.
It's vanished. Gone. How ancient do you think this is, really, I suppose, from the outside? Because it's such an interesting spot, isn't it?
It is. I mean, the Celts from Ireland.
The first record of Lanreothan Church dates from 1248, when most Britons were wearing sackcloths and brewing their own ale because it was a damn sight safer than the drinking water. Pilgrims stopped here for prayer, visiting the nearby Holy Well en route to St David's Cathedral. Local legend says monks buried treasure here when they were fleeing the cathedral after it was ransacked by Vikings. Because of its beautiful aspect, the church was popular for baptisms, and more worryingly for Gareth, funerals. Conservatively estimating 3 burials a year, there are probably at least 3,000 bodies in the graveyard.
Well, you've got yourself an incredible site. Very unusual to turn into a house, it has to be said.
Absolutely. My heart goes out to you. Best of luck.
Now, with the shadow of the archaeologists hanging over Gareth and Jill, I'm really conscious about the budget on this build. And it's easy to get carried away with design and with plans and with all your ambitions, but when the money's so tight, you've got to keep it well under control. And the main issues that I've got to tackle here are the head height. So the idea that the floors shouldn't cut across the windows and all the rooms should be balanced and well organised. There's also the bathroom, which I think is too big. Ideally, what I'd like to do is squeeze in a kind of small shower room in here and actually create better-sized bedrooms for the 2 boys, because at the minute they're just far too small. Many famous architects and artists have converted churches. Gaudi most famously in Barcelona, Corbusier in the Church of Notre Dame de Haute in Ronchamp, France. His Norwegian protégé Sverre Fehn applied modern materials like concrete and glass to contrast with the old stonework, exposing and celebrating their architectural elements. While Corbusier and Fehn had budgets of millions, Gareth only has about £55,000. Challenging, but I think I can come up with some cost-effective solutions. I'm leaving Gareth to get on top of all the building regulations and permissions, as these are equally important.
How's it going?
We couldn't get our mortgage. We were turned down on our mortgage
You're joking.
because of the credit crunch. And as well as that, we've got a problem with the path as well, digging up the path, because the church have got to okay it.
Okay. So why have they not done that?
Because I didn't put the...
You didn't put the bloody plans in, did you?
I put the plans in, but I didn't apply for the path bit separately. So
Did you know you had to, or not?
I thought the plans would cover it.
Right.
But I've got to notify when we start the dig, you know, so that's what I've put in. I've rushed them in now, and hopefully there's a nice lady in the church that's going to phone me back at the end of today. You'll be fine, George, don't worry about it.
Why am I worrying more than you are?
What Colin the archaeologist forgot to mention was that the mortgage company will also not give him the money until he's got all of his certificates and building permissions in place. I fear Gareth just throws any paperwork he receives into a pile in the corner and quietly forgets about it. I'm hoping my plans don't suffer the same fate.
I've changed it a lot.
Gareth's plans were not bad, particularly for someone without any experience, and I want to keep the open plan feel. I've got lots of ideas, but there are 3 main headlines. To preserve as much natural light throughout as possible, I've set back the floor away from the windows so they aren't cut in two, and light gets both upstairs and down. I want to make the large picture window on the south side the centrepiece. Upstairs, to maximise space and to give the boys larger bedrooms, I've moved the large luxurious bathroom into one of the boys' old bedrooms and made it into a shower room, and moved the master bedroom to the former bathroom. Finally, like my hero Fen, I don't want to cover up and plaster all the walls. I want to use square glass panels to frame and celebrate the old stonework around the beautiful windows, which will also help with insulation and noise pollution between floors.
I like what he's done, that's really cool. And I could see how it would work. I'm sure Jill will love it as well. She'll love the designs. But we're just trying to do it on a budget of nothing, so we can only do what we can do, really.
But Jill doesn't love them.
They're not our plans, they're not really what we want out of the building. And I really, really want a really nice bathroom, a big spacious bathroom with a shower, and the big bath we've brought in it. I'm afraid it's the big thumbs down.
Ouch. I guess you can't win them all, but at least she's got a clear vision of what she wants. 8 months into this project, and this is the most critical day yet. The archaeologists are booked to dig up the entire site, and without their survey certificate, Jill and Gareth will not get their mortgage. But they've run into an immediate cash flow problem. The dig will cost several £1,000s, and they have no savings. Luckily, Gareth's stepfather has stepped in.
I feel privileged, really, to be part of it, because it's such a fantastic project, really, isn't it?
Yeah, Paul lent us the money to start today, so that we can kind of, because everyone's already booked and everything, it was already, you know, if we have to rebook everything and get everyone in the same place at the same time, it's not really going to happen.
So Gareth and Jill are reluctantly paying £600 a day for archaeologists they don't want, and praying they won't find any bones. Viking treasure would be nice, but at worst the archaeologists could halt the whole development, and their £55,000 investment could collapse, and they would have no recourse and no house to live in.
This is the worst bit, I think. If we're going to hit a grave, I think we're going to hit a grave here, definitely.
2 hours in, and work suddenly stops. Colin has found a bone.
It's intact, so it's probably part of a complete burial, but we're not very far down. But then again, as we were saying earlier on, in medieval times, they didn't always bury everyone 6 foot under.
Inside, there is more worrying news. They've just unearthed the foundation stone and some more bones.
These suggest that either there was material coming from where they'd been digging graves, or perhaps they'd been digging graves in here and disturbed earlier burials.
With no treasure in sight, it's going to be a long, agonising day.
Hey, cheers everyone. We didn't find anything nice, already. Thanks, Reece.
The archaeologists have gone, and luckily no bodies were found.
When we're pulling up those big femurs and stuff.
When you found that one bone, I thought that was it then. That was going to be the whole body and that was the end of it.
And there's more good news. Garrett's stepfather has not only agreed to be their guarantor for the mortgage, he's also willing to extend his loan so they can start building immediately.
And I can do that for you, yeah.
We really
Really
cool, thanks.
helpful. Thank you.
So finally, 1 year after buying the church, work can actually begin. And Gareth has roped in his younger brother to help out. Having got through so much red tape and without securing their mortgage, I take my hat off to their tenacious can-do attitude. I'm also intrigued to see if they've taken on board any of my advice.
Let's have a look. That looks great. It looks really good. You've got the floor in.
I'm chuffed with the floor, yeah.
Actually, that's really nice. And you've got the floor in above on the first floor, which looks fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I bought this spiral staircase from eBay.
You did what? You bought that from eBay?
It was bright white, and I think I got it for something like 500 quid. No, 300 quid. And
300 quid?
Yeah.
That's a good buy.
That's really good, because the one I'd priced up was 2.5 grand. And I had to go to Southend to go and get it, so that was a couple hundred quid going to get it.
I mean, what's fantastic about seeing it now is it's moved on. It's such a great pace. I mean, getting this first floor in, you get a sense of what the spaces feel like. Having the concrete floor in instead of it being that sort of mud bath and archaeological Indiana Jones dig that you were doing the last time I was here, you can start to see it move on, mate.
My lovely chop saw.
I'm really excited to see that the work has actually begun, but I'm also alarmed about the height of the ceiling. I think he's actually made the floor height too high.
I know you said it was low, Gareth. That's ridiculous.
Well, it's good for Jill and the kids.
It doesn't bloody work.
Doesn't work for a George.
I can see there's a little head height
George
issue.
no fit good. George
gonna-
bang head.
You can't walk through like that every time you want to go to your bloody bathroom.
You've seen Lord of the Rings, it's cute.
There's Lord of the Rings and there's this. What are you going to do, man?
I know. By the time I get the frame in there as well, it's going to be even
There
lower.
needs to be a door on here. You can't go through like that. It doesn't comply with building regs now anyway. Your only options really is to, well, leave it as it is, which I think isn't an option, to be honest with you, because I think that's mental. I mean, you're going to crack your skull on that all the time. Drop the floor locally, so you come down a couple of steps that side, a couple of steps this side to get in the bathroom. Or the more expensive option, but probably the more sensible one, is to change the arch, but I don't know if they'll let you do that.
There's no reason why they shouldn't, really.
If they would ever let you do it, it would make sense to kind of keep the same point down here and kind of spring up the arch. You know what I mean? So you had a high point there, and then you come down that side like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so here you're looking at, you know, I mean, you wouldn't really need 2 metres, but if you got 2 metres at that point, you're going to be able to walk through perfect. I mean, it's a hell of a job.
Although he's completely messed up with the floor, thankfully he has taken my advice about the windows.
You've pulled the floor back, which is what I wanted you to do. You've pulled it back from sort of crashing into that end window to get more light down into the kitchen and into the bathroom area. Gareth, I think 100% what you should definitely do is build off an element of solid wall here, which kind of picks up the line of this old feature, So solid to there. Vertical glass along here, so from the bathroom you can look straight out through that window. That glass then stops on the line of the window there, solid up to the edge of the wall, and then you leave all of this as void. All of it should just be void like this. It's brilliant, because you're downstairs in that kitchen, and you're looking all the way up to this amazing double height space, and you've got all this amazing light just pouring through this window. So this window affects the bathroom and the kitchen. I think it's the best way to do it. It's the cheapest option, and architecturally it's the best one as well. So is that when you're going to do it?
Yeah. Until I get home and tell George, "Go fuck off, I'm not doing that." That's what happened last time, wasn't it? I agreed to all the bedrooms. Yes, George, we're doing the bedrooms.
At the end of the day, mate, I've realised who wears the trousers. In design terms on this build, it's not me, and it's not you. It's definitely Jill. I am slightly worried about the way he does things. You know, he just thinks, right, I'm going to put that floor in, I'm going to put that concrete floor downstairs. And he does it, and then goes, oh, hang on a minute. I've cocked up the arched doorway through to the bathroom. Do you know what I mean? It's like, that is a massive mistake. And it's a thing where he's a bit ad hoc. He just thinks he wants to crack on, but he's not really thinking about things absolutely clearly.
Today we're looking at the roof, which is always scary. Any problem here will only add to the financial crisis. Currently a shortfall of at least £15,000 and no contingency.
That's another thing I didn't think about in the contingency.
What?
Lead.
Oh, man.
A lot of lead.
Do you know how much lead is at the minute? 2 or 3 grand?
Yeah.
And when we take off the timbers, there are even more problems.
This isn't just woodworm either, this is like big.
Yeah, we've got dry rot. The more work this roof needs, the more money.
Yeah.
The money is one thing you haven't got.
15 months into the project, and they only have £11,000 left. And by my estimates, a shortfall of at least £22,000. After the shock of the roof, Gareth is determined to source everything second-hand. Today, it's the ridge tiles for the roof. New ones will cost £30 each to be specially made. Ever resourceful, Gareth's found a nearby salvage yard.
Wow, these are the fellas, aren't they? Out here. I think they might have even more of a pitch than that.
I think they are. Let's have a look. Oh, I mean. Yeah.
That's
Same
right.
pitch.
Wicked.
23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29.
Yes, put me down for them.
Rightio.
So with 29 tiles at £12 each, Gareth has just saved £690. But the biggest salvage yard for Gareth is eBay. And today he's buying 3 hardwood doors for the bedrooms.
I don't know, would you take 60 for them? Okay, bye. Shit, I'm just done a deal with him for 80 quid, but it's got all the frames and fixings and...
Even though he had to spend £200 in petrol picking it up, Gareth's piece de resistance was buying a brand new still-boxed Italian shower and steam room with fitted hi-fi speakers worth £1,500 for just 99p. Today though, the delivery is not quite as exciting. The plumbing fixtures for the unit have arrived.
Well, I love getting parcels as well, it's great, isn't it? I get presents every day.
Despite Gareth's heroic efforts, the strain on their budget has taken its toll on Jill, who's still working 2 jobs to keep the bank off their backs.
Yeah, I tend to wake up at about 4 o'clock and add everything up in my mind of what Gareth's spending and what we've got left. And it doesn't really help.
To save money, Gareth has decided to fit the 110 new roof rafters and 3,500 reclaimed Welsh slates himself. To compound the stress, The Welsh winter drizzle and cold have kicked in.
The weather's been terrible. Might get 2 days in a week, really. That's how bad it's been. But then we had really good weather over Christmas and New Year and no one was working then, you know, and I think Jill would have probably left me if I started working over Christmas and New Year.
Despite Garrett's outwardly youthful spirit and seemingly fearless naivety, his solitary obsession with the chapel has begun to drive a wedge in their relationship. The building that was supposed to bring this family together is tearing it apart. Jill is no longer coming to sight.
Last time she came out here, she hadn't been out here for a while. And we had a bit of an argument and she went storming off and walked home from here, which is about 7 miles, with me driving alongside her, and she was giving it stacks. I got her mum to come out and pick her up.
After that day, when we fought, I thought about it and I thought basically we'd have to put the church on the market and we'd have to split up because it just came to a head about windows of all things. But it was more than that, and I thought it was time to walk away really, because it's too hard, too much to lose really.
But I didn't realise it even until now, like how bad things were for her.
And to having them fight with me on my only afternoon off, it just really hurt, and I thought he's so involved in what he's doing, he can't see that I need him as well as the church needs him.
Just got to get her back out there basically, and once she's out there then she can see what's happening and how far away we are from finishing or not finishing, you know.
So much of it was Gareth's dream, and well, mine as well, but he was so involved in it that it nearly tore us apart.
Any building project puts a lot of pressure on a relationship. It just does. It's just the nature of the beast, to be honest. You're worried about money, you're worried about deadlines, you're worried about your building experience as well, because Gareth hasn't got any. And I think with him and Jill, it's just hit a really, really difficult stage. I think she just should be here, really, and it's up to him to get her back and get her more involved, stop arguing so much, get on with the build, and get this place finished.
The roof's looking great, but right now I'm really alarmed by the window near the staircase. The wall is cutting it in half, and it looks like another classic Gareth bodge.
That's a bit shit.
It is, isn't it?
Why can't you curve this as a form and bring the window into this space, into the bedroom space? Do you want to do it? Do you want to keep straight lines?
No.
I think Gareth is utterly exhausted and is making irrational decisions just because he's alone and wants it to end. I've got to reinvigorate his passion to make this restoration something he's proud of.
So Gareth, if you've got that curved piece of plywood there, and it curves around this side as well, and it goes all the way up to this level, yeah, which means it doesn't affect the kind of beautiful slope of the roof above, means the wall's following the curve of the stair, because the stair's sweeping round the line of that plywood. And the beautiful thing about that is as this plywood peels away and forms this curve, that window now becomes part of that bedroom. And that's what this is all about. How do you get the light from that small arched window into the bedroom? And by curving this element means, one, I think it's more beautiful for the staircase. It makes it look like the kind of floor and the wall is accepting the curved stair. And it means that light and that beautiful feature window becomes part of your master bedroom, which I think will be a shame to cover up.
Having castigated him for the window bodge, I now feel I need to big him up. Virtually single-handedly, Gareth is doing an incredible job. But the project's at a critical point. No money, an ever-increasing overspend, a marriage on the rocks, and Gareth's losing heart.
This building is more about you than anything else. It's about your attitude to something, your attitude to building, your attitude to design, your attitude to construction and problem solving. It's completely unique. And that's what's reflected in, literally within the stone and in the timber and in the staircase and the stuff that you're picking. That's what makes this building special, man. You're creating a piece of history here.
Gareth's learnt his lesson and is giving Jill more attention. To woo her back and unite the family, Gareth's planned a day out to the Alternative Technology Centre, as he knows Jill's got a soft spot for the environment.
We're just coming to check out some alternative technology and hopefully we can incorporate some into the build.
On the roof here, that's a solar panel that uses all the energy from the sun. to heat our hot water. And we're thinking of getting one for the church. Do you like it?
This is what I've got to plug in.
Once you've drawn your massive bath, you're all right, Jack. And then what do we do for hot water?
A shadow.
Stop with the moaning.
This is what it feels like when it's white. Then you paint it black, it goes to that. Then you put insulation behind it, then you put glass in front of it.
It seems having some proper quality family time away from the build is paying off. So with Jill back on site, it's all systems go. Installing the wood burner is one thing Gareth cannot do, but he's here on hand to get Jill started on finishing the slating of the roof.
Going in the wrong direction. It's really hard. It's all right.
Yeah. That's good. I'll be back working as soon as this is all finished, so there won't be so much pressure on Jill to bring the money in and whatever, and have it all separate off, because I can't expect her to come out and help me all the time, you know. I'm doing this because she's got a job and the boys are there as well.
It's better.
Yeah.
And all that hot sex we've been having.
I didn't know you knew about that.
No, not you. I think he appreciates that I'm a little bit more interested. Now I can see things happening. I'm showing a bit more interest, and I think it helps him, so. And we're getting on better together now, so.
We really want to just get out of the mother-in-law's and in here, basically. We're all really excited about it and looking forward to it. It's just, yeah, a question, and now that the summer's here, I can put more hours in. So I can do as many hours in the evening as I do in the day, really. Once I've picked the boys up, then I can come straight out here with them and carry on going.
Gareth has decided to go for a combination of Roman and Victorian technology. Modern electric underfloor heating, an air recovery system and a wood burner. So incredibly, they don't need a boiler. And with all their insulation, their heating bill should be extremely low.
This is our air source heat pump, and it produces all our hot water and all our heating, hopefully, for the house, all our underfloor heating. And this will sit on the plinth here, and the piping will go through to the thermal store inside. And hopefully it's all going to work, and so that running in conjunction with the solar panel and the log burner will give us all our heating all year round then.
The Romans used to heat temples with an underfloor hypercore system using hot air. But Britain returned to the Dark Ages when they left, so medieval churches had to rely on the body heat from parishioners. People didn't sit down, so it was like an old-fashioned football match on the terraces. Churches in those days were much more social venues, where people would meet to gossip, tell riddles and recite poetry. Heating didn't arrive until Victorian times. Water was heated by a furnace, which circulated in pipes in the church floor, covered by metal grills. Later, radiators came in, but quickly became too expensive to run. Gareth has been inspired by this rich history. He's gone for a combination of a Roman hypercaust hot air system and Victorian underfloor heating, mixed with some 21st century wizardry. I'm really glad they've turned it around and Jill is back on board, and I'm looking forward to seeing what kit they've got.
So Gareth, how's it going with all the eco stuff?
We're getting there. Got some new toys.
You've got some kit?
Yeah.
Look at that, fantastic.
Got my fresh air coming in here.
Yeah.
And the heat that's sucked in from the house is hot air, so that's going out over there.
Yeah.
And they cross over the top of each other in here, so it preheats the fresh air coming in, so it's kind of preheating.
That's fantastic.
This side we're going to have all the cupboard space. That's the wood from the outside of the roof. I've just kind of reused to line the cupboards.
Oh, fantastic. That's great that you've reused all that, actually.
I have to show you my new purchase.
What have you been buying now?
Well, I bought a ride-on mower that didn't work and sold it on eBay so I could buy these. Went up to Cardiff from.
You sold your lawnmower?
Yeah.
To buy these?
Yeah.
Look at those!
But they're beasts, because you've seen the size on the bath and I couldn't find any taps to fit it. And this guy, the antique dealer that I bought them off, hadn't seen anything like that before either.
Mate, that's like a New York fire hydrant. You've gone out and bought all this eco stuff off your own back. You've sourced it, you've bought it, you've put it in. You've never done it in your life.
Yeah. Well, I still haven't fitted it yet, so yeah. As long as it's here, that's a start.
You've jumped in with both feet. You're doing it. Ecological, craftsmanship, bordering on the medieval, but dragging this building into the 21st century. I love it, man.
After a rocky and bumpy ride, the family are now united in getting the job finished, and even Jill is bigging up her fella.
Yeah, so this is your... Whose room is this? This is Flynn's room.
Every time I come out and you say to me, I haven't done much, and you've done tons, I'm just amazed that you've done it.
But it's still not a finished thing, you know, it's not until it's all finished that
Oh no, yeah,
I'll be happy,
appreciate that.
really.
But for someone who hasn't done anything like that before, to be able to do this, just kind of learning from books and people and the internet, I just think it's amazing. I couldn't do it.
They've been to hell and back, but somehow have managed to pull through. Incredibly, spending just £70,000, they've moved in.
Looking at it now, it's got the lead cappings on the roof, the skylights in, the windows look beautiful. The roof looks amazing, actually. Hey! Oh my God, look at the hair! How's it going, man? Yeah. Good to see you. You all right? Hey, Joe, how are you? Nice to see you. How's things?
Good.
Don't tell me you finished it. You haven't. Yeah. You haven't? Yeah. Are you winding me up?
No.
How have you done it?
I don't know. A little help from my friends. And
little pixies and elves and everybody else coming in the night.
Yeah.
Just waved the magic wand and made it happen. That's fantastic. Shall we go inside?
Yeah, let's do it.
Dine, have a look.
Nearly 2 years ago, the downstairs was damp, dark and depressive. But now it's a bright, open-plan living space broken up by the spiral staircase.
Oh my God! Oh my God. Do you know what? It's quite rare that I'm lost for words. Windows look amazing.
Yeah,
Double glazed.
Cool, aren't they?
The staircase just looks amazing.
I can fondly remember designing this with Gareth.
It makes it look like the kind of floor and the wall is accepting the curved stair.
My round wall.
The curved bit. Yeah, it's beautiful. Just a really, really simple touch, and it looks now like this kind of simple rectangular building's got some really unusual flowing forms to it, you know?
Architecturally, the windows posed a potential problem, being cut in two by the new floor. This was solved by replacing the old dark leaded windows with new clear double glazing.
Look at the light!
Look at that.
Just missed that.
Fittingly, what was once the chancel where the altar sat has become the kitchen. Although this is now a modern family home, I love the fact the integrity of this building is still intact, and many features have been preserved, celebrating its past history. Not cutting the main window in two with the new floor and letting light both upstairs and downstairs works a treat.
You know, you're standing cooking here, look at that.
Yeah, oh, it's brilliant.
It's amazing, you know. Such a beautiful space.
Reusing the old altar stone for the kitchen top is genius.
Yeah, sacrifice of it.
Gareth salvaged slate from an old snooker table to create the fire hearth.
This is the snooker table.
Yeah, bits of it.
That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I bet you this little wood burner belts out the heat as well.
2 years ago, this space was empty and cold, and I, for one, doubted whether they would pull it off, particularly with a limited budget and no building experience. Architecturally, the most precious and expensive thing to restore in this church was the roof and new ceiling, but their hard work has paid off. It's now there upstairs with a long corridor and bedrooms.
It's perfect, isn't it?
The master bedroom continues to celebrate the original stonework of this beautiful church.
I think this just works like a treat, actually. Look at that. You're really preserving something. You know, you're kind of standing here looking through thinking, God, that must be really special. Because it's worth kind of encasing in a little glass box. The leather flung. Just all stapled together. Little patchwork of flooring. I've never seen anything like it. I haven't. But I love it.
I bought loads of cow hides.
Guess where from?
Where?
eBay.
The boys have been given separate, identical shaped rooms, kitted with bunk-style beds to maximise space.
That's cool. It's small, but it's cool.
I tried to persuade Gareth and Jill to cut away the archway into the bathroom so they didn't bang their heads. but budget and their idiosyncratic style prevailed. My alternative designs to give the boys larger bedrooms were also ignored. Instead, Jill clung to her lifelong dream of having a large, luxurious family bathroom, which houses what must be the bargain of the century.
So this is the infamous 99p shower.
Yeah.
That is impressive. And the fire hydrant taps. They look great though. And you've done the glass panels. Look at that view!
Yeah.
Oh my God!
The little windmills, look.
What a view.
Rubber duck.
Buying the freehold for 55 grand and only spending 70 on the build, they've created their first true family home for an incredible £125,000. It's now valued at 275. They deserve every accolade for this heroic, resourceful, yet ecological restoration.
I think we need to celebrate.
Yeah!
Well done on the most amazing restoration. I'm not going to pop the light because I'm in massive trouble with your dad.
Oh, just made it through the build.
You know, when you think about what you guys have been through and the experiences you've had, yeah, the highs and the lows, it's been amazing.
Yeah, it has.
Has it all been worth it though?
Oh, without a doubt.
Yes, yeah.
Definitely.
I can't believe it's our house, really.
I can't believe it.
It hasn't kind of sunk in yet.
There's been a building here for over 1,000 years, and the site probably dates back to pagan stone circles, way before records first began. From its humble medieval beginnings as a wooden structure, this building has had a colourful past. From rumours about Viking treasure to Victorian burials under the church floors. I've really enjoyed collating this history, and I want them to have it, so they too can pass it on to future custodians.
I've got a little present for you.
Yeah?
A little treat. Look,
What's that?
it's like this is your life,
Oh, it is, isn't it?
but it's for restoration.
Oh, whoa!
Julio Jordio. Look at the state of the building. It was really bad. All the research, everything that I've done on the building is all in here. It's yours, mate.
Oh.
Well done. You did it. You all did it.
I
Fantastic.
can live on our coffee table now.
When you think about the history of churches, they're very ornate, decorative and opulent buildings, quite expensive, but not this one. For me, it's quite austere and bleak, and the word that springs to mind is frugal. Frugality is something that Gareth and Jill have had to adopt throughout this build because they literally didn't have the money. So they had to be inventive and very creative with all the decisions they made and the materials that they used. When you think about most restoration projects, they're very expensive things to take on, steeped in red tape, covered by listed building status and conservation officers all over you. But with Garrett's inexperience, if he can pull this off, for me, he's an inspiration to us all.